so this is what you live for. I'm a motherfucking monster.
Hey y'all, Napkin here. So let's just get this straight. I got a hidden side to myself. I don't tell anyone else, and there's very good reason. Because this part of myself, not very looked good on upon society. It's not something that harms anyone, but still not good. Still not a thing people would want to be associated with. And that just made me think, how exactly do I deal with it? I feel like there's two ways, or two ways people struggle with. First, it's about self identity, which is like, I can't believe I am like this. And the second one is, how does the world deal with something like this? How do I deal with other people who would think of me because I am like this? So, in the first way, about identity, personally, I don't really think it clashes with my humanity or having dignity to say. In fact, I think it's a more purer version of humanity, going into more instinctual desires, I suppose. And that could be true for many dark parts about people. By the way, I'm being vague on purpose because I'm not gonna reveal that part about myself, so sorry for the vagueness, I guess. But I feel like maybe someone would agree on how they feel about this. This feeling of I cannot believe, this unbelievability of this part of yourself that you still embody and is a true part of you, but it clashes with the idea of holiness and goodness that people expect out of everyone else. Well, not holiness, like decency at least. When it comes to that, I don't really have a problem with it. In fact, I just kind of own it. I can just say, all right, this is a part of me. I can't remove it. Can't do anything about it. It'll just be true forever, and I can't change it. So, great. Whatever. Cool. I accept that part of myself. But what about other people? Can they accept this part of me? And that's the one that I've always had trouble with. And I guess I wrote these notes, and I have two questions that I don't have answers to. But obviously I wish I did. So first of all, who do I open myself up to? I can't do it with anyone personal, and I can't do it with strangers either, because when it comes to strangers, they have a general sense of decency that they would judge me upon. So let's think about an example that's bad and I kind of keep hidden, but not the actual thing. I pick my boogers and I eat them. That's obviously gross. Anyone can see that, but they don't really know anything about me enough to judge me personally, they don't know why I pick my boogers and eat them. They have their own assumptions. They'd assume I would think they taste good, which is gross in and of itself. But again, they're applying their own standards toward me, and as strangers, that is all that they have. When it comes to personal people, I tell them I eat boogers and I eat them. It's even grosser because they personally interact with me and they know me personally. They have their own image of an identity about what I am, and the action that I do would only inform them or skew their perspective in a less positive light based on that general sense of decency that even strangers have toward me. And not just that, because they're personal people to me, they interact with me often, and they talk and breathe the same air as a guy who picks boogers and eats them. Gross. So yeah, if I tell anyone about these things, they would always react negatively. My parents will disown me, my friends will cut ties with me, and strangers will also hate me. There's a couple of places in society that are for people that have these hidden dark parts to themselves. It would first be confessing to some religious place, a church. I don't know any of those places around me, and I'm not particularly religious, so that's not really a solution. The second would be finding a group of people that have the same dark side that I do, the same qualities that I do. And finding them is obviously quite hard, especially when you're opening yourself up to general strangers who, as I've already said, would judge you anyways. But if you do eventually find those people, especially with the internet, it's a lot easier to find specific circles. I guess now you're gonna have to join and live with them. But the thing is, they might even have darker, even worse sides to themselves that you don't have, and you're lumped in with them. Even though my side, my dark quality about myself isn't as serious as theirs, which could even be seen as like criminal and actually harming people. So I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here. I'm kind of unsure what I should do. The status quo is okay, I guess. But again, I'd really have to keep it hidden from everyone that I know, and it might even get revealed later on, and that might cause some problems. Who knows, it might even be inevitable. One thing that I also want to question is, I'm sure that these people who have this quality, there's a community for them in the world. But the thing is, I don't know what percentage that is. Does everyone have a dark part to themselves, but they keep face and they pretend that they don't have it? Or is everyone actually genuinely pure, a majority, and like the people who are bad are actually just like 1%? I just don't know the percentage here, and that kind of bothers me a bit. Anywho, inside of me there are two wolves, and both of them are gay. This is the lead up to my confession that I'm actually an LGBT furry.